Well, crazy deranged Marjorie Taylor Greene goes viral again. This time, she didn't even open her mouth when a black woman called her out at the D.C. airport. Watch this.
Bleach blonde, bad bill. How you doing today? How you be? You didn't like that, huh?
Roll that again.
Bleach blonde, bad bill. How you doing today? How you be? You didn't like that, huh?
Well, that woman is Kia Croom. We recorded that video. She joins us now from D.C. Kia, glad to have you here. So you were in the airport. I take it she was traveling out and you were coming back from somewhere, correct?
Correct. I want to make sure y'all can see me. Correct.
We got you.
I was coming back from Los Angeles. I'd been at a conference, and I remember seeing people taking pictures with her, and I'm like, is that? And I'm like, I don't know why on earth anybody would be doing that, but whatever. And I knew that I was going to say something to her. In fact, what wasn't captured was when I looked at her and I told her, I said, you're going to learn to leave Black women alone. And she responded like, yeah, okay. And, I had time that day. So I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I hit record, and that's where you saw that exchange.
So y'all had an exchange before. Y'all had an exchange before you recorded this.
We did.
And so, go ahead.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I was just simply telling her, listen, you're going to learn to leave Black women alone. And she responded to me the way that we saw her respond to AOC during that infamous clip, like, oh, yeah, okay. And it was just like, okay.
So you post this, and then all of a sudden it just takes off.
It did. I actually had no idea that this would go viral. I had no idea that it would evoke the level of laughter. I mean, the level of joy. Like, I literally had people texting, DMing me, and telling me everything from, offering to buy me lunch to, just thanking them because, they just found it to be such comedic relief. I had no idea. That totally wasn't what I did it for. I just knew that I had time and I had a moment because, like a lot of Black women, I've just been disgusted by the anti-blackness that I've been seeing play out in the media for, how much time you got, but like, it just seems like over the last 2 weeks, between the clip we saw, the exchange between MGT and Congresswoman Crockett and AOC, and then you see Kelly Rowland over in Cannes, it's just like the anti-blackness, the misogynoir, it's just like, I've had it, right? So I had time that day.
Well, it has certainly generated lots of attention. Do y'all have a control room? Y'all got the video that we put out on social media with this in the song? All right, go ahead and play it.
Bleach blonde, bad bill, butch body,
No. Keenan put out on social media. He used her clip. Y'all kill that. On social media, Keenan posted the clip of Croom with her. It was hilarious. Hold on, let me see if I can find it because I saw it. I said, oh, this is just too much right here, and it's gotten probably. Let's see here. All right, check it out. Let's see. So I'm looking for the.
You ain't built for that scrap. Keep your distance. I ain't dealing with your cap.
Yeah, I'm looking for. That's not it. Come back to me. Come back. So I'm looking for the. So he posted it, and it was her included. And oh my God, when I say I fell out. Oh, here it is. Go.
Bad bill. How you doing today? How you be? You didn't like that, huh?
Bleach blonde, bad bill, butch body, shut your trap. Jealous of my style, cause you know I got that snap.
Oh, that was just too much. And again, you see right here, oh my God, we've got more than 2,200 comments. almost 24,000 folks have liked it. Just flat out hilarious. Questions from the panel. Robert, you first.
At that moment, you talked about the attacks on Black women, and we've discussed that ad nauseum on this show, whether it's Marilyn Mosby, whether it's Fonnie Willis, whether it's Keisha Lance Bottoms, Lori Lightfoot, Mira Cantrell, Marianne Bowser, on down the line. What do you think can be the instructive nature of this moment with Jasmine Crockett, where we simply decide, instead of playing by their rules and playing by these genteel games, actually just simply respond to them in kind?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, under ordinary circumstances, I'm a sweetheart. I'm probably the sweetest person you could ever meet in life. And yet I'm tired. And I mean, I don't know if because
Nah, come on now. You calling yourself
I
sweet.
am.
You know. Come
I
on
mean,
now.
if you want it, it's
Hold
here.
up. Come on, kid. Really,
I mean,
really
well,
sweet,
I'm gonna say it
really
like this.
sweet people ain't that petty. Like,
Well,
I know I'm petty. I know I'm petty.
I had time that day, but here's the deal. I want to respond to the gentleman's question.
Go ahead.
I think that responding in kind for Black women, for brown women, if that means clapping back, then I say no more passes, like, period. Like, I honestly feel like if you're big, bad, and bold enough to hurl a racist trope or a microaggression, because let's be clear, that's what we saw happen on the congressional floor there. That was a microaggression, and it happens from the rooms of Congress down to boardrooms and offices, where across the USA, across the globe. I'm of the mind at this point that in kind, if you're big, bad, and bold enough to hurl a trope, you're big, bad, and bold enough to get it right back dug in your face. You know what I mean? And that's just where I'm at, because I think that it's taken as passivity. I don't know if it's taken as passivity. What I see a lot of women of color, Black women, doing when attacked, because when you're attacked, especially in a public discourse like that, it's very like disorienting. And I don't know how Congresswoman Crockett, like, I commend her for holding her composure. Like, I saw, a little like, and like, she said, ain't nothing, about me, or whatever she was saying in that moment. But I can't imagine how humiliating that had to feel at that point in time. So you know what? The instructive, as far as I'm concerned, is really no more passes. I'm a firm believer in calling that behavior out and pulling it up by the root, even if it's, so this is what we're doing in this moment, like Congresswoman Crockett did. I just want to be clear. So this is what we're doing. But no more passes. It's just too much.
Just a quick follow-up also. Marjorie Taylor Greene, in response, posted a picture in a bikini this weekend. Do you think that will change the conversation about her being bad, built with a bush body?
Hell no, because it was Photoshopped.
No. And somebody dared to comment, she would beat your butt or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I don't throw hands. I deal with lawyers and I'm not going to say, but listen, I'm not going to throw hands with her. Too many people in my family depends on me and rely on me to find myself in some fisticuffs, as my grandmother would say, with somebody. Like, I don't even have anything for that, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
So Robert, Rebecca, this is the photo Robert was referring. Okay, Rebecca, go ahead.
Bless her heart. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight. I know that you are not a professional troll. I also know there's a lot of people who want to support you. So can you tell us more about who you are, what you do, and how we can support you?
Yeah, so I own a global fundraising firm called Kia Croom Fundraising and Philanthropy. My claim to fame, if you will, is having raised nearly $1 billion for social justice causes led by and serving Black and brown people. And I mean, I love it. I meet some of the most incredible Black women, brown women you could ever imagine, women that are really on the front lines trying to affect social change and fight structural inequities, which is, I think, why, you know, that moment we witnessed struck me so much, because I look at it this way. Here you had Congresswoman Crockett, you know, people are assembled to take care of business at hand, and you have someone making a mockery and a caricature of a Black woman in a public discourse. The Black women and brown women that I know are laying down their lives for the sake of social justice, like Black women have always done. So that is the work that I do. And you can find me at www.kiacroom.com. And drop me a line. My social handles are the same, Kia Croom. And I'm happy to connect with anybody that's about social change and as passionate about it as I am. Thank you for having me.
Julianne?
Okay, baby sis. Google me, call me. I am taking you to lunch. I live in D.C. You the bomb.
Yes.
So just juliannemalvo.com. I would be happy to buy you lunch and to basically hang out with you. I'm just loving what you did. That's one. Number two, these people, this misogynoir has been so advanced that they attack us from our credentials to our eyeglasses.
To our appearance.
Credentials to our, yes. And so this is unacceptable. So thank you for calling that BBB. And there was a missing B there, you know, because of the BBB. Roland knows what the B is. But basically, thank you for calling her out. Now, the other piece of this is, it's not just MTG. She's a nasty piece of work, but she's been one since she was born. She doesn't even need to be breathing the air. That's a waste of air. What is your thought as a PR maven and a fundraiser about how we deal with misogynoir more broadly? Robert called out some of the names. We've seen them. Angela also Brooks. She needed training wheels. Give me a break. We could go down the list. Black women are under attack. How do we fight back?
Yeah, I mean, no more passes. Period. No more passes. You big, bad, and bold enough to say it. You're big, bad, and bold enough to get caught out, whether we're calling it out on the spot. And I understand that things impact people differently sometimes because these moments can be so jarring. We have to collect ourselves. But I'm a proponent of calling this out and uprooting it wherever it rears its ugly head. Period. I honestly think that it's going to take not just Black women, because I hear a fair amount of Black women talking about misogynoir. Yeah, we're the target, but I think that it's going to take more Black men speaking up. To be quite honest, and in offices and workplaces, this is where the allies are going to have to come in. It's no more passes, period. You call it out, and sometimes you got to show the bully where it's at, and like the gentleman said a moment ago, return it in kind. By my estimation, it's going high, right? Because you would not believe how many women of color I talk to in Zoom screens every week that are in tears because they've been humiliated and have ulcers nearly because they couldn't find the words or weren't comfortable countering an attack and calling it by its name. So no more passes given. That's just where I'm at with it.
All right.
I really wish, Roland, I could run into her in the airport. I would have a good old time.
Yeah, because we're
going to have a good time. We're going to have a good one.
Because we know you petty too, Julianne. All right, Kia. Kia, I appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Stay petty. You ain't sweet. I don't know why you fronting. You petty. Thanks a lot. All right.
Yeah, somebody's killing poor people, and it's going on.
COVID happened, poor people were dying at a rate already of 800 people a day. Before COVID. If you went to a funeral every single day, it would take you 600 years to attend all the funerals of the people who will die from the ravages of policy violence, poverty, and low wages in America in just 1 year. It would take you 2 years and 19 days to go to all of the funerals of the people that will die today, and oftentimes silence. Nobody talks about this political genocide, but we are determined today to remember their death and be a resurrection of voting power and voice power like never before.
Economic justice and saving this democracy are deeply connected. We, as a nation, must listen to the demands of the poor, who are pushing and will continue to push political candidates and elected leaders to lift from the bottom so that everybody can rise.
We are the poor, the marginalized, and the underpaid. And we are taking one step forward to say that everybody has a right to live.
Poverty is not the fault of those who are impoverished. It is caused by those who make the policy.
There are over 135 million poor and low-wage, low-income people in this nation.
The biggest block of potential voters by far is low-income, low-wage voters.
I can't afford medicine. Sometimes I have to skip because of the cost.
The farm worker community is tired of the violence imposed upon us by greed, exclusion, and denial of basic human rights.
Those folk that represented by that casket, poor and low-wage workers who are the most moral people in this country because they go to work every day believing, even though going to work is hazardous to their health.
I'm tired of working 70 to 80 hours a week and still not have money for the necessity of bills. I'm tired of getting sick and not being able to go see the doctor. Having to make a choice to pay between rent or the light bill or food or clothes.
You cannot claim to care about families and a culture of life and then do everything in your power to rob people of equal access to resources and to force them to live in poverty.
Leadership of both parties had waged war on poor people and low-wage workers.
And this government has treated people experiencing poverty, including their military families, with disdainful, deliberate, malicious neglect.
So the truth is that my son died from poverty.
We refuse to accept poverty as the fourth leading cause of death.
The fourth leading cause of death in this, the richest country in the world.
We march today for our children and the generations to come.
And we need to do it with the loudest voices possible, the biggest actions possible.
We will voice our demands and register our vote.
When we stand up and when we stand together, things change.
There is the electorate that is, and then there is the electorate that should be.
34 million eligible poor and low-income voters did not vote in 2016. If just 20% of those voters in swing states were mobilized around an agenda, they could change the political outcome of every election. So we're launching the most massive voter mobilization and turnout campaign in history of poor and low-wage voters, allies, and religious leaders.
People are dying, but we know it doesn't have to be this way. And so we are calling on everyone to join us in this Poor People's Campaign, a national call for more revival.
We are here, we will be seen, we will be heard, and our power will be felt. We don't need to be an insurrection. We are a resurrection that will be felt across this country. Are you ready? Ready, ready, ready. We are a resurrection, and we are ready.